organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up tonight on the final edition of Daily Iowan TV of 2015, one local food pantry is moving, and it's quite the unorthodox location. Find out more next.
And Roseville Bound. We've got the details on how one student is crowdfunding his trip to Pasadena.
The Rose Bowl is the granddaddy of them all.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Me either. Coming up in sports, we smell the roses.
All that and more coming up.
Daily Iowan TV starts now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Austin Love.
And I'm Alara Bartlett.
Breaking news out of California this evening. Friend and neighbor of San Bernardino shooters was arrested and charged with terrorism-related offenses. Enrique Marquez is accused of conspiring to commit a terrorist attack, illegally purchasing assault rifles, and an immigration charge. Marquez was a longtime friend of the male shooter. He reportedly purchased 2 guns in the shooting several years ago before giving them to the 2 shooters. Marquez is expected to appear in court on Thursday afternoon.
Thursday, United States Defense Secretary Ash Carter admitted to mistakenly using his personal email during his first month on the job. Carter, who was nominated for appointment by President Obama, was sworn into the president's cabinet in February. The FBI and several congressional committees are currently investigating Carter, who claims to have never used his private email for classified information.
Opting to break from the city's past, leaders in New Orleans voted Thursday to remove prominent Confederate monuments. The decision to move against local tradition came after months of debate and demonstration. A 6-1 vote sealed the fate of 4 Confederate statues at a meeting filled with hecklers who didn't want to see the statues go. It will cost nearly $200,000 to remove the statues and place them in a temporary warehouse. The chosen 4 statues include statue of Robert E. Lee, which has stood over 100 years at a prominent traffic circle.
A Des Moines County sheriff is expected to undergo surgery after accidentally shooting himself in the hand. According to a press release from the Des Moines County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Mike Johnstone shot himself while cleaning his personal weapon on Wednesday evening. Johnstone was taken to the Great River Medical Center. Officials say he is in good condition and the injury is not life-threatening.
A food pantry for low-income families in Coralville is changing locations soon. Daily Iowan TV reporter Casey Lindekrantz has the story.
The New Life Community Church behind me is the location for the Coralville Ecumenical Food Pantry, a nonprofit organization with the goal of providing food to children and families in need in the Coralville area. The food pantry has distributed around 170,000 pounds of food and fed around 2,400 individuals in the past year alone. The food pantry has taken monetary donations as well as non-perishable food items like canned fruits and vegetables, rice, pasta, bread, and other assorted items. Donations are able to be taken in Monday through Saturday around midday each day, and Tuesday even has extra hours in the afternoon. From the second a donation is received, it takes a few days to be worked into the ranks of items available to those who need it. People looking to pick up food items for themselves or their families can find the doors open 3 days a week, Tuesdays in the afternoons, and Thursdays and Saturdays around midday for a few hours. Recently, the food pantry began seeking out a different location for its services due to the room where the food was being stored was simply too small to fit all of the food products, as well as a number of other reasons. That's when the post office in Coralville that closed down last year stuck out to the director of the Coralville Ecumenical Food Pantry.
So that location is really ideal. It's a lot bigger than our current space. We'll have a lot more space for food storage. We'll have more space to actually run our food pantry operations. And we'll also have space for offices. And also outside, we will have space for gardens as well, which we're excited about.
The lease for the post office was granted by the City of Coralville Tuesday, December 8th. However, the food pantry won't be moving in until between March and April of 2016. This is Casey Lindekrantz reporting from Coralville, Iowa, Daily Iowan TV.
Well, Austin, it is pretty cold out. What do you think?
Yeah, Laura, I've seen a lot more students walking to class and whatnot in way more layers than normal, so it's definitely getting cold.
That's right, but let's toss it over to Haley in the weather studio to find out more.
It's starting to get that winter feel with Jack Frost nipping at our noses. Getting tonight into Friday morning, we'll have clear skies and temperatures around 24 degrees. In the afternoon, it will be a high of 34, and finishing off the evening, there will be a low of 25 degrees. Looking into the rest of the week, Saturday will have mostly sunny skies with highs of 34, making sure to keep that umbrella on because on Sunday there will be scattered chances of rain with temps under the 40s. Monday we will continue to see cloudy skies with a high of 39. Tuesday and Wednesday will be in the mid-40s. I'm Haley Van Dyke with the weather. Alaire and Austin, back to you guys at the desk.
The Iowa City Crisis Center has made some changes this year to their Project Holiday event. The center is hosting the event for the 28th year in a row. Unlike previous years, the event will allow families to choose the donated food items they want. The goal of this event is to provide low-income families with groceries for their holiday meal. There are around 300 volunteers at the center this year. Distribution areas have also expanded to include Iowa City, Coralville, and North Liberty.
Each year it's a challenge. We have not met our goal yet, so we really are encouraging people, if they have not donated yet, to consider donating. $20 buys a holiday meal, so $100 buys 5.
Getting tickets for the Rose Bowl is hard enough, but when you add on the price of that ticket, the cost of transportation, and a place to stay, it can get pretty expensive. But one UI student is determined not to let that stop him. Leo Doyle, a junior at the University of Iowa, started a GoFundMe page asking for donations to help him get to the Rose Bowl. That started off as a joke, became a real goal for Doyle.
Just as a kid, I was never able to play any sports. I always watched sports, and I grew up a huge Hawkeye fan here in Iowa City, and this would just be a dream of mine to go to the biggest game in 50-plus years ever for Iowa.
Doyle has raised almost $100, but his goal is $600. He hopes to raise at least half of his goal to help him get out to Pasadena. Other students are getting to the game by carpooling, flying, or bowl packages offered by the University of Iowa. If you'd like to donate, you can go to GoFundMe.com and search Get Superfan Leo to Pasadena. Well, Lara, hopefully Leo gets there. It's a fun story.
You know, Austin, I wish him all the best. But for everything Rose Bowl related, let's toss it over to the folks in the sports studio who are standing by. Guys?
Thanks, Alaire and Austin. It's all Iowa football on this last edition of Daily Iowan Sports for the fall semester.
And there's nothing better than college football playoff season. And for most college football teams, it's right around the corner.
And for Iowa football, it's just 2 short weeks until they'll be heading to the West Coast for the oldest bowl in college bowl history.
After Iowa lost on a 22-play drive by Michigan State at the Big Ten Championship, the loss stung many Iowa players and head coach Kirk Ferentz as they saw their undefeated season come to an end.
But the best kind of medicine came the day after when Iowa ended up 5th in the country and punched their ticket to the most historic bowl in the historic Rose Bowl.
I take you through the reactions of Coach Ferentz and his captains and what this opportunity means to them.
It's known to be the oldest of bowls, the Rose Bowl. And to Iowa, it's one last chance to make their name known.
The Rose Bowl is the granddaddy of them all. You think about the Rose Bowl, you think about tradition, you always play a tremendous opponent. That certainly will be the case this year.
You know, we're blessed and honored to be, have an opportunity to play in this game. It's a granddaddy of them all.
Even though a national championship was the end goal, this was the next best thing.
At the end of the day, we're not playing for a national championship, but playing for the next best thing, and that's Rose Bowl.
As Iowa holds up their Big Ten conference bargain, Stanford is the Pac-12 puzzle piece to this long tradition.
It's a big deal because it's a championship level game between the Pac-12 and the Big Ten, and it was going to be a very great competitive game between 2 great teams. So it's a huge opportunity for this program. We haven't been there in a while, and it's going to be very exciting.
A while marks 30 years since Coach Ferentz has been a part of a Rose Bowl.
My first year here as an assistant, we were fortunate to go out there and play, and then the year after I left 25 years ago, they were there too.
To be able to do that for Coach Ferentz, it feels good because he's done so much for me as a player, and I know he's done a lot for the rest of the players on this team. And it's just good. It's just pretty special to be able to do that for him, just because he wants to succeed and just the best coach.
It's obvious it's just as special to Kirk Ferentz as it is to the players. And most importantly, this program wants to end this remarkable season the right way.
At the same time, we're not done yet. We're still aiming to get our 13th win, and we have a huge opportunity coming up January 1st.
I think we've got some time to reflect. It's been a very good season for us, and going 12-0 in the regular season, and playing a Big Ten championship game. Obviously, it wasn't the way we wanted it to end, but I think it's been a good season for us, and we'll get back and reflect here in these next few weeks, and hopefully get one more win before the season's over.
This isn't Iowa's first Rose Bowl appearance. They were just a field goal away in 2002, but it still has been a while since Iowa has fought for the Roses.
Here's a look at Iowa's Rose Bowl history. Going as far as back to 1957, where Iowa beat Oregon State 35-19.
Fast forward 2 years to 59, the Hawks won again and then lost in 1982 to Washington.
Then it's the 1986 Rose Bowl that Kirk Ferentz mentioned when they got pummeled by UCLA.
And then they would go back one more time in 1991 to lose to Washington.
This year, Iowa faces Stanford, and it's a very familiar place for these Pac-12 champions.
It's their 15th time at the Rose Bowl and their third appearance in the past 4 seasons.
But those aren't the only numbers to keep track of heading into this game on New Year's Day. Check it out. Number 5, Iowa, and number 6, Stanford will face off for the first time in history at the 102nd Rose Bowl. And this matchup is all about the rush. Iowa's rushing defense lets up an average of 114.9 yards per game, while Stanford's rushing offense stomps out 225.1 yards per game. This Pac-12 Big Ten matchup holds 2 decorated players. Iowa's Desmond King is second in the nation with 8 interceptions and 118 defensive yards, while Christian McCaffrey recorded 3,496 yards, making him the NCAA single-season all-purpose yards record holder. Both McCaffrey and King were named to their respective all-conference first teams and were Walter Camp Player of the Year finalists. This will be an especially great matchup since Iowa and Stanford have never played each other.
But Stanford is no newbie to Big Ten competitors. It's been all Big Ten competition, and most recently a loss last year to Michigan State, who is now in the college football championship semifinals.
As the season is nearing the end, there is no doubt that it's a big part in this 2015 run is thanks to the head man himself, Kirk Ferentz.
The awards are stacking up for the head coach, and most recently, he was named a Paul Bear Bryant Coach of the Year finalist.
7 coaches from across the nation are also finalists for this prestigious award that surrounds what these coaches have done on and off the field.
It'll be very exciting to find out who wins that award, but that does it for Jordan and myself on this special Rose Bowl edition. Follow us at www.dailyiowan.com as we will have the latest from Pasadena. See you on the West Coast.
We leave you tonight with more funny footage of Tonight Show's countdown to the holidays.
Wednesday night, host Jimmy Fallon brought on a familiar face who continues to magically resurface in different costumes.
Will Ferrell decided to drop by, this time sporting a new twist to an old trick. Ferrell, known for his role as Buddy in the 2003 film Elf, this time came as North Pole's boss.
Calling himself the new Santa Claus, Ferrell came bearing gifts. He announced that this generation needs an updated version to the worn-out holiday classic. Then, prancing around the set, he switched things up to sit on the lap of a young man in the audience.
The new Santa finished his Tonight Show appearance by flexing plenty of Christmas muscle. Will Ferrell, Mr. Christmas, doesn't get old.
Doesn't get much funnier than that, Austin.
That's all we have for you tonight on Daily Iowan TV.
Be sure to check out our website, dailyiowan.com, for all the latest news over break. For Daily Iowan TV, I'm Alara Bartlett.
And for the last time on Daily Iowan TV, I'm Austin Love. Happy holidays, Iowa City.